Good morning, everybody. It is 24 degrees outside. You can see the frost on all the other boats. In here, it is a nice and toasty 76. I am so very glad I brought that heater. Up there is where I put in my 120 hookup when it comes in, and then there's two plug-ins. I've got my little heater, and then I also have an air cleaner in here. When we were doing boat projects, we had that colloidal silica. A little of it got in the air, and I just want to make sure it's nice and clean in here, because that colloidal silver can get in your lungs and then it never goes away. So the plan is to make it down to Baysprings, which is about 43 miles from here. We're going to hit the Big Cut. It was done in the 1980s to connect the Tennessee River to the Tom Bigby. And there was a big controversy about it when they did it, and then everybody said it was pointless because they have the Mississippi. And in 1988, when they had the old record low, all the traffic switched over to the Tom Bigby, and everybody went, "Wow, I'm glad we had that." And as you guys know, there are record lows again on the Mississippi, and that's what ended up happening again. And it was a good thing because it didn't stop the harvest grains and stuff from getting down from the Midwest and all the stuff that they need to get from down south up, like sand and salt for the roads. I saw a lot of sand going north. So I'm gonna get all dressed, get on deck here. We're gonna get some fuel. The state park here doesn't open till 8. It's about 7:50. I'd like to get out of here by about 8:30 is my plan. And that'll give me enough time to get there before it gets dark. And that's the plan. I think we'll be staying on the hook today, but it's going to be pretty chilly. So tomorrow morning when you see me, I'll be in my space suit cold weather gear, and you'll be seeing my breath. I'll be going, "Brr." So that'll be the first time we'll be on the hook since this cold weather really caught up to us. I admit I was getting a little spoiled here being at the marinas every night with my heater. But it'll just be nice to be on the hook again. I like being on the hook. I don't like being at marinas. And I know I can take the cold. So as you guys remember, on the upper Mississippi, we got some pretty chilly nights. I was hoping I had got ahead of the cold, but it had caught back up to us. So we just got to move, and try and get as far south as we can. So that's the plan today. Alright, everybody, we are headed out. So thank you, Pickwick State Park Marina. This is what we came in at night the other day, and it was a bit tricky. There's a very specific path you have to take, and luckily on the chart plotter it has it here. Because on Navonics, it does not show you a proper way to go at all. As you can see right over there, that's rocks. You don't want rocks. So, it should be an easy day. It looks like we'll actually maybe have some north wind. So we'll be able to throw the sail out, which would be amazing. And really get some miles behind us, maybe. I've got new spark plugs in, and we got a new ignition. That was very nice, being able to use the key instead of going down there to use a screwdriver or disconnect the wire and then tap it to the post on the starter. You know, for safety reasons, if anything happens, you got to be able to shut your motor off and on, you know, as quick as you can. So it's supposed to get up to 50 today. Should be a pretty easy day. Some miles behind us. So if you see up over there out of the lock and dam, that big round thing, that's where the barge is moored. And when we came out of the lock and dam at night the other day, that's what Navonics would have put us right into. So be careful. Don't always follow your Navonics. Luckily, the boat that was with us, Yuka and Alex Rodriguez and his wife, she was able to get up in the front with a hand spotlight and see it. And then they were using Navonics, and they almost went in through a sandbar here. So then I radioed them and told them, hey, I have on my chart plotter here, it shows us a path in. I'll lead the way. So they took the lead and brought us in. So kind of crazy to see and think about, hey, we came in through that at night. Alright everybody, that is Pickwick State Park Marina. Over here is Pickwick Lock and Dam. So when we came out, as I was saying, there's those two things for the barges to tie on. We came out around that wall right there. Came out and it almost took us right into there. And as you can see here, on the chart plotter, there's a very specific way you have to get through. Up here are those two things. It didn't even have them on the Navonics. But as you can see, it's a very tricky way to go through. Otherwise, there's sandbars. And when we came through, we went around those two and almost went straight into the sandbar. Luckily, we were going real nice and slow, and the Yucca was able to stop, and I suddenly saw him take a huge turn to port, and I radioed him. I go, "You okay?" And he said, "There's a sandbar up here." And I was just watching my Navonics. I wasn't really paying attention to my chart plotter, because I thought, oh, we'll be okay. Navonics tells us to go this way, and following my little line on Navonics, following the Yucca. And then all of a sudden when he did that, I went, uh-oh, and I checked my chart plotter, because on Navonics it showed it was real nice and deep, and it didn't show any of these Atons. Sorry, the sun's in the way now. It didn't show any of the Atons come in. And I was suddenly like, uh-oh. So I radioed the Yucca and I told her, you know, I said, hey, there's an Aton up here. Do you see it? And is it on your thing? Because on my Navonics it isn't. He said no. So I looked at my chart plotter like I was saying, and it has like a little path in. I don't know if you can see it with the sun. Those little lines. And it shows you the path to take in without having to worry about hitting a sandbar. And that was very, very useful to us, as we didn't have to worry about anything, and we were able to get in. And then when we got to the dock, it was funny, the Yucca, he's like, boy, you really earned a beer tonight. And I had to tell him, you know, I'm sorry, I don't drink. My best friend drank himself to death in 2018. And ever since then, drinking is just not my thing. But I'll take a glass of water, because, you know, if somebody's offering something, I want something. And it was a hair-raising time coming in, and I was pretty proud of myself, so I was like, I'll take some water. So he went down to try to find some water, but he didn't have a clean cup, he said. So I'm like, oh, it's okay, I'm just messing with you, I don't really need any water. And, yeah. So that's what we did, and then he headed out yesterday morning, and I was able to chill, and sorry, we were suddenly said 7 there. That was not on the thing, so I got a little worried, because we only have 6 feet. Woo! It's a little... You get your butt pucker when you see the chart plotter go from like 11, 12 down to 7 like that. So, there's that old saying, you know, and I always laughed before I left my trip, you know. There's the sailor who's went aground, and then there's a sailor who has never left the dock. And I used to laugh and go, I'll never go aground. And now after how low the water's been, it's pretty much, I haven't met a looper yet that hasn't went aground once. Mississippi. Luckily, they've all been soft groundings. Nobody's like ripped the bottom of their boat off yet that I've heard. I had my rudder That was probably the worst thing that I've heard so far on my journey. So we're going to get around this red Aton here, and then we'll be back in the channel where it's nice and 30 feet. That makes me feel better, but as you guys know, that second time our rudder ripped off, we were in 26 feet of water, but we did have the swing keel up. Now I've been running with it down most of the time just to be safer. And I figure if something's going to hit it, it'll hit that first. So with the new spark plugs, we can get up to 7.5 again upriver, which is nice. And then if we throw up the sail, we'll really be cooking. So it's going to be a good day. Hopefully we'll cannonball this down to Tom Bigby. They call it the Cut. Made in the 1980s and connects the Tennessee River down to the Tom Bigby, I believe. Or the Tom Bigby is the Cut. I'll have to look it up a little more and I'll get back to you guys. So, time to get them miles behind us. It's a cool hill with some nice houses on it. Markley Lake and the Tennessee River. Cool little place. We're not too much farther. There's some other loopers up here that we're following today. We have Avalon and I believe the Utah might be up there. They looked on Google. I'm not sure if they're at Grand Harbor or not. And then there was Argo up there as well. I'm always the slow boat, so I'm way behind everybody. Making progress. Wind's kind of a headwind, so that's not really helping. I wish it was a tailwind. I love having the sail up. Any day my sail is up and I'm sailing, I'm a happy, happy man. So, right there is where we're going to go over into the Tom Bigby and then head for the Cut. Out here. Now, I guess you can't really see it, but after we get in there, there's a super skinny little channel that goes down to Baysprings, and that's what's known as the Cut. Shouldn't be too much farther now, about a mile. We'll make the turn and we'll be officially off of the Tennessee River and down into the Tom Bigby, or the Big Cut. Alright, we're going to officially make our turn here. And now we are headed over into the Tom Bigby. That's a place that a lot of loopers stop at, and then there's, I believe, Aqua something Marina a little farther down. So, plan is to just keep on heading on in. Alright, here's Grand Harbor. A bunch of loopers like to stop. Definitely a cool little place. But not a place we're stopping. Cool, they got a little store there. Looks like they got wine coolers and stuff. Booze and boating, though, I don't think really goes together. But we push on. like the Avalon there stopped to get fuel. So I'll be ahead of them now. And we push on. Hopefully once we get up and around this corner, we go straight for about 2 miles, and then we turn to port. And then hopefully, that's the way the wind is coming from the northwest. Hopefully then we'll be able to get a little bit of a push south. Cool little pass here on the Tom Bigby. Definitely gets a lot shallower. Up there would be Aqua Harbor, I believe. And then now, down here is where we start to make our way towards the big cut. Onward we go. Up here to our left is Goat Island. Apparently a bunch of goats live there. And, tie up and take their dinghies up there and they feed them. Here is Goat Island. See no goat. Bah! That's my goat call. Sorry, it might have sounded a little messed up, but I was trying. I'm sure I'm not a cute goat. Bah! That sounded more like a sheep. Up in Minnesota, when I've been out on the lake on Lake Mille Lacs, I make a funny loon. I'm like, woo, 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 woo. And we get the loons to go. And people think that's pretty funny because that's my loon call. Or on the homestead, my chicken call. Chicky, 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 chicky! And then they all know it and they come running. Alright, so it looks like it opens up a little bit more here on the bottom of this lake. And then it'll down at the very end down there, it'll curve to our port. And then we'll head into the big cut. Well, this is definitely the cut. You can see right over there the stuff sticking up out of the water. Over there you got the big sandbar. Don't have much here, but just make sure you stay in the channel and you'll be good to go. That is definitely crazy how tiny this channel is. I hope we don't run into any barges. That would make it really tricky. Look at the AIS and it didn't look like it. So we should officially be entering now out of the lake and into the big cut. Alright, we officially are in the big cut, and that is the lake. I'll have to look up what name it is, but it's the one that's by Grand Harbor. I don't think it's Barkley Lake. That was the one that was part of the Tennessee up there. Looks like we got a headwind still, so that's not good. I wish I had a tailwind. Push me south. But we'll make do with what we have. At least it's from the south, so it's kind of warming us up a little. If it was a north wind, it would still be cold. Here we go under our first bridge on the big cut by Yellow Creek. So this is pretty much what it should look like the whole way. One thing though, and I was thinking, don't go around anywhere because it's rock. Not mud through here. But it's kind of cool to see. You can see where they just literally took a big cut down That's something we haven't seen before. Cutting grass on the side of the big cut. Looks like they already got that side, now they're doing this side. Cool thing from the water treatment facility. I guess that's where all the treated water comes back. They say in those water treatment facilities, the water goes into the river cleaner than when it came out. So, cleaner than the river water itself. You pass them a little close here on the cut. So you definitely pass them a little closer here on the Bigby. Here we're going by two little dredges, I believe it is, or pipe laying. Pipe under the river. There's another sewage treatment intake. We are now officially in Mississippi, I believe. So that's kind of cool. Here we're going through the Burnsville Bridge on the big cut. Back there they have a boat ramp and a dock going through here. And they have a gobble. It's about halfway, that Burnsville dock. Still a headwind. Here we have the railroad bridge here on Beaky. So here we are coming out of the cut and heading south still, and now we'll head into Baysprings. It's about another 3 or 4 miles. We got to get all the way to the bottom of Baysprings before the Locken Dam, and then we'll head starboard up into the Baysprings Marina. But wow, you're definitely right there. That stuff floods. Floodplain. I'm guessing because the water's so low, normally that would be underwater all the time. Alright. This is definitely cool the way that looks. You can see that they didn't cut here. And then the water level would normally be up there because the water level would be 2 or 3 feet higher. All the way up to where the tree line is. Alright, we got some wind off our starboard, so we got the sail up and it's got us up to 7.8 miles an hour. So, I can't wait to get the wheel fixed, and then I can actually go and walk up and do the main and stuff. I wish I had a stack pack, that would have been cool. Alright, we're almost done with Baysprings Lake. Down there you can see the dam. I don't know, I'm going right into the sun, so I can't see where the camera's pointing. I'll apologize for that. Got my favorite sunglasses on. Alright, we have made our turn and we're headed up. Here's some submerged cut timber that now with the low water level is exposed. Always interesting to see. I don't know if you guys can see it with the light. So up here there's 2 buoys that we just gotta go through the middle, and then we'll take a turn to our port. And we'll be at the marina. Clean my camera lens for you guys, and here is the marina. So we have to go past these buoys. I believe they say no wake or danger. I don't know. One of the two. We're going to be real careful. We're going to slow down here and get in here. Let's see if I can zoom in. No wake. So that's easy. So over here's the marina. We got to go to the 4th dock. We'll tie up. I'll be back once we're over on the dock. Alright, everybody out there in YouTube land, we made it to Baysprings Marina. So it was a good day, nothing crazy happened. We got a nice beautiful sunset here at Baysprings Marina. So I'll see you guys in the morning.